What does an 86-year-old man eat for breakfast when he still splits firewood every afternoon? 6:15 in the morning. A tile-roofed house in Kagoshima, southern Japan. He sets a wooden tray on the low table and lowers himself to the floor. 5 dishes, 5 textures, a bowl of soup still steaming, a piece of fish he salted the night before, fermented beans, a soft-boiled egg, and rice. The same 5 things, every morning, for as long as he can remember. No protein shake, no supplement stack, no meal plan pinned to the refrigerator door. He has never counted a gram of anything on that tray. He doesn't know what a macro is, and his grip on a splitting axe hasn't changed in 20 years. Japan has more people over 100 than any other country on Earth, over 90,000. And Okinawa, in Japan's far south, remains one of the original blue zones studied for longevity. 5 everyday foods, all of them at your grocery store right now. No recipe, no equipment, and you could put them on your table tomorrow morning. Let's start with the ones still steaming. 1. Miso soup with tofu. The warm start that never changes. A kitchen in Naha, Okinawa, just after dawn. A woman of 78 lifts the lid off a small pot and steam fogs the window above the sink. She ladles the broth into a lacquer bowl. Dark paste swirled through pale water. 3 cubes of tofu near the bottom. A few ribbons of seaweed she snipped with scissors. 4 minutes, start to finish. Now here's the thing. Most of us start the morning with nothing warm at all. A cold glass of juice. A protein bar eaten standing at the counter. Maybe coffee and nothing else until noon. She sits with both hands around the bowl. The first sip carries salt and umami, and a soft heat that wakes the stomach the way coffee wakes the mind. The tofu breaks apart on her tongue without chewing. Just warmth and texture, and a start to a meal. Miso paste keeps for months in the refrigerator. A spoonful in hot water, a few cubes of tofu, and you have soup before the coffee finishes dripping. She has eaten this every morning since she was a girl. But soup only warms. What feeds the hands that carry, lift, and grip? That answer was sitting in salt since last night. 2. Grilled fish. The meal that starts the evening before. 9 o'clock at night in a fishing village on the southern coast. A man lays a fillet of mackerel on a plate, rubs coarse salt into both sides with the heel of his hand, and slides it into the refrigerator. That's the prep. By morning, the salt has firmed the flesh and drawn the moisture out. He sets it under the broiler for 8 minutes, flips it once, and lays it on the tray. The skin crackles when his chopsticks break through. You know what's interesting? An American breakfast built around protein usually means a blender, a tub of powder with a label you need a chemistry degree to read, or 6 egg whites and a sense of obligation. His version takes a piece of fish and a pinch of salt. He eats the mackerel the way most Japanese meals move. A bite of fish, a bite of rice, a sip of soup, back to the fish. The chopsticks travel between dishes like a conversation, never staying in one place too long. Nobody weighs the fillet. The fish sits on the tray because it has always sat there, and the body keeps up its end of the deal. Meanwhile, in most American kitchens, the simplest food in the world somehow got complicated. 3. A soft-boiled egg. Nothing else to say about it. Scrambled with spinach. Folded into an omelet. Whipped into a smoothie. Separated, measured, debated. In Kyoto, a couple in their 80s drop 2 eggs into a pot of boiling water, set a timer, and pour their tea while they wait. 6 minutes. Each egg goes into a small ceramic cup. They tap the top with a spoon, peel back the shell, and eat it with a pinch of salt. No recipe, no pan to scrub, no conversation about cholesterol. Hold on. The part worth noticing isn't the egg, it's the cup. The same ceramic cup, set in the same spot on the tray, every morning. Their hands know where it sits before their eyes find it. The whole tray works that way. Each dish in its place, the same arrangement, so that breakfast runs on memory instead of decisions. And that rhythm, that sameness, might matter more than anything inside the egg itself. So far, everything on the tray looks familiar. Soup, fish, an egg? But the next one is different. Most Americans would never touch it. 4. Natto. Fermented soybeans. The food that divides a room. Have you ever watched someone eat something and thought, that is not for me? That's what most Americans say the first time they see natto. Sticky, stringy, a smell somewhere between aged cheese and a dare. And the man in Kagoshima eats it every single morning without a second thought. He cracks the styrofoam lid, adds a splash of soy sauce, and a dab of mustard from a tiny foil packet, and stirs. Not 5 times, not 10, 30. The chopsticks turn in circles, until the beans pull long glistening threads between them. He lifts a clump over the rice, sets it down, and eats. His face shows nothing. No effort, no acquired taste. Just Tuesday. Here's the kicker. The same hands stirring those beans are the same hands that grip the splitting axe every afternoon. Same sureness, same ease. He has never connected the two, but his fingers have wrapped around chopsticks 10,000 mornings in a row, and they have never stopped working. Most of us open the refrigerator looking for something different each morning. He opens his, looking for the same thing. And that sameness, that refusal to skip a day or swap in something easier, is the thing no supplement can copy. Natto isn't convenient. It isn't delicious by any Western measure, but it shows up, every morning, without fail. When was the last time your breakfast did that? That's 4, and the 5th has been sitting in the center of the tray this whole time, so plain you might have missed it. 5. White rice, the quietest thing on the tray. 3:30 in the morning in Nagano. A rice cooker clicks on in a dark kitchen. By the time a grandmother of 89 wakes and slides open the paper screen to the hallway, the house smells like warm starch and steam. She scoops the rice into a bowl with a wooden paddle, pats it twice, and sets it in the center of the tray. Everything else arranges around it. Rice doesn't impress anyone. No magazine has ever put it on a cover. It just sits there, warm, soft, plain, while the other 4 dishes lean against it like furniture against a wall. A bite of fish, a mouthful of rice, a sip of soup. Back to the rice. It's the meal down. It fills the gaps. It turns 5 separate dishes into one single meal. And here's the part most people miss. Rice isn't the star. Rice is the stage. Every dish on that tray works better because the rice is there, pulling the tempo back to something steady and unhurried. Picture your own kitchen counter. Now picture a small bowl of warm rice sitting on it tomorrow at 6 in the morning. That one bowl changes the speed of everything. You can't rush warm rice. You wouldn't want to. Japan grows and eats more rice per person than nearly any country on Earth. And the people who eat it every morning, decade after decade, tend to keep moving the longest. Not because rice is magic, because rice never leaves. 5 foods. Miso soup, grilled fish, a soft-boiled egg, natto stirred 30 times, and white rice in the center, holding it all together. None of it is exotic. None of it is expensive, and none of it works because of what's inside it. It works because of what never stops. The same tray, the same 5 things, every morning. The body never misses a day, so the body never has a gap to fill. The man in Kagoshima never planned any of this. He eats what he has always eaten, and his hands still do what they have always done. It was never a mystery, it was just breakfast. You don't need all 5. Pick one. Put one warm bowl on your table tomorrow morning and sit down to eat it. You'd already be closer to that tray than you were yesterday. Which of these 5 would you put on your tray tomorrow morning? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. If this made you think of someone you care about, send them this video. If it was worth your time, the like button tells me to make more of these. Next time, we're looking at what Japanese seniors do in the first 10 minutes after they wake up, before breakfast even starts. Subscribe so that one finds you. The kitchen is quiet now. The tray sits rinsed by the sink. Outside, the axe leans where he left it. He picks it up the way he picks up everything, easily, without thinking.